Hi, thank you for choosing the Creative Curriculum Education Model. My name is Miranda, along with my partners Laura, Sephora, Nicole, and Kayla. I'm going to be talking about the Creative Curriculum Model, so let's jump right in. So, what is creative curriculum? Well, it's a teaching strategy that incorporates the whole child approach. It touches on all areas of child development with a strong emphasis on creative thinking as well as critical thinking. I want to show you a short video touching on the teaching strategies booklets that the creative curriculum provides.
We chose to purchase the creative curriculum systems because it's all kind of there. We had a group of teachers that we had selected and we brought them in and we kind of did a box opening, like it was like Christmas.
I opened up my box and started seeing all these great resources, so many things that I had never thought, and I've been teaching for 25 years.
It was just like a big celebration. The energy in the room was really positive, and they just really felt like this is good.
One of my teachers has been doing this for 32 years. She was telling me, oh, Julie, guess what? I don't need to retire now. It's all here.
It has everything. It has the books, it has the Mighty Minutes, which is transitioning time. It has language, it has physical, it has cognitive ideas. It's just a whole package.
Awesome. So yeah, like you saw in that video, this is a program for educators. It has been around for 30 years. It's kind of like ELECT in the fact that it has 10 areas of development or areas of development that we sort of have a guideline for. Things like social, emotional, physical, cognitive, they all aim to help children's holistic development, which is something we talk a lot about in ECE's program. So, how does the creative curriculum sit in with the modern tradition? Well, creative curriculum dates back to 1978 and has evolved over the years. It is a model focused on developmentally appropriate practices, and it also draws from theorists from the modern era like Erik Erikson, John Bowlby, Mary Ainsworth, people we've all talked about, but also Abraham Maslow, somebody that we haven't really discussed much. Which brings us to some theorists who have had a major influence on the creative curriculum. And just like three of the main men that we talk about in all of our ECE journeys here at Sheridan, we have Erik Erikson, Lev Vygotsky, and Jean Piaget. Erik Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development are what we draw upon for the 10 areas of development that the creative curriculum uses as a guide to chart development in children. We also have Lev Vygotsky, his zone of proximal development, building on scaffolding, as well as the idea that social interaction is a massive part of children's learning. That's really big in creative curriculum. And then last but not least, we have Jean Piaget. Although we don't draw upon his stages, we do pull from his ideas of logical thinking and reasoning through play. So we're going to continue on to a few more theorists. We have Howard Gardner, who really set the stage for viewing children as competent and capable. Through his theory of multiple intelligence, he showed us that children can be intelligent in many areas, even if they're not equal in every area. His multiple intelligence theory also was really drawn upon for the 10 areas of development in the creative curriculum model. Next we have, and I'm gonna screw this up, Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory, which shows us that learning doesn't just happen in the classroom. And learning isn't only influenced by what happens in the classroom. There's a whole system that if, one part moves, everything changes. And you can kind of see how that falls into the creative curriculum model with the idea of social interaction being part of the learning, community being part of your learning. It's very meta. But that does bring us to John Dewey, whose approach really viewed the classroom as a community within itself, a whole ecological system within itself. So next we have the role of the child, and this is a bit of a tricky concept. In the creative curriculum model, the role of the child is one who is learning through play as well as part of the community of learning. The role of the child in general is, what does the child bring to the table? What are we going to draw from the children in order to have them understand the concepts and build the development that they need to become a wholly developed human? So, role of the educator is to fulfill children's basic needs. And it might seem a little obvious, but that's really what we're there for. We're there to support them, to assist them in their cognitive and physical development. We also want to develop secure attachments with the children in our care. The educators who are following the creative curriculum module are required to follow the curriculum guidelines set out in the teaching strategies booklets. They're also, required to engage with the children, have and form authentic relationships with the children. And then as well, we want to document their learning. All right, so the role of the environment is one where we want children to feel, obviously, we want children to feel physically capable in their environment, which is why when you enter a classroom that is meant for little people, the chairs do not necessarily fit your behind. We want it to be physically suitable for them. We want to have them feel capable in their environment. We also want an environment that is interesting to them, full of things that they are drawn to naturally. They're also in the creative curriculum model. We want labels and pictures to further develop their understanding of the things that they are using. All right, so next we have family involvement, and family involvement is very much encouraged in the creative curriculum model. We're looking for formal and informal settings where families can meet. Not only do we want them coming and meeting at the school, but we want them to develop relationships and friendships outside of the school, so in those informal settings. The home life is highly incorporated into the everyday learning that the educators are providing through the curriculum, the creative curriculum model. And most important, or maybe most interesting, is that the creative curriculum provides tools for parents to have a better understanding of what is going on with the creative curriculum, what exactly their children are being taught through this curriculum. So let's take a look at the creative curriculum compared to the Montessori style learning. So creative curriculum is a lot more collaborative, as well as incorporating the one-on-one work with the educator and the child. Montessori tends to stick to educator-child and really focuses on that one-to-one interaction. We also have a lot more free flow when it comes to creative curriculum, and Montessori seems to be a little bit more structured around the environment and the specialized programming. Here we see that both creative curriculum and Montessori models are family involvement is quite important, obviously. It seems to be that the creative curriculum is more interested in really building a community of people inside and out of the classroom. We do see that the environments are very similar for both the creative curriculum and the Montessori model. So this next slide is probably my favorite. We're going to talk about the activities that are implemented through the Teaching Strategies booklet that is supplied to educators working with the creative curriculum model. So each activity is based around a question of the day. In this case, it's do all balls bounce? And each activity in the day is then based around that question. And it furthers children's knowledge within the investigation of that question throughout the day. And this is where we really see the structure of creative curriculum as well as the creativity and the free flow of the ideas that are happening. So in this particular activity, we're talking about if all balls bounce. We might sing a song in circle time about that. We might just talk about what we see when we throw certain balls. We're not leading questions. We are simply supporting children to make these discoveries on their own. We know that when you make your own discovery or you're able to come to your own conclusion, that things stick better and your development is exponentially forwarded. And that brings me to a couple of my last slides. So thanks for joining me. Here's some questions that you can think about for yourself. What did you like and not like about the creative curriculum? What did you notice that's similar to what we're learning here at Sheridan, or what you even had to do for your own project? Thanks for listening to me drone on. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing what you guys bring up in the discussion board. Bye.